Well, hello to you all, and I'm delighted to be back to cover Saturday's racing from Wincanton and Aintree. Let's just hope that I've kept my lucky streak going after 4 wins and a runners-up spot last Saturday, while Jay Seller too put in a stellar performance at Del Mar last week, with Notable Speech and Forever Young both scoring for our hot tipster. So, here we are on Saturday, where we get a first look at the Grand National fences at Aintree. More of that in a mo, but let's just get over to Jay Seller, who has a nice pick at Doncaster.
Thanks, boss, and well done for last week. 4 out of 5 and a second to boot. That's some strike rate. Now, I know that Dan Skelton pulled a couple out due to the ground, but that was the right decision, and it was just a bit unlucky that those two were your nap and next best. But, hey, ho, what can you do when the rain's supposed to come, but doesn't? Now, back to Saturday, and I'm going to make a play against the favourite for the Gillies Fillies Stakes at Donny, and splosh my dosh on Anna Swan. Reason. I know that John and Thaddy Gosden's Danielle was second in this last year and loves this ground, but she's just one that doesn't seem to win often enough to me. So, William Haggis's Anna Swan is the improver who definitely wants this ground, and I think with a decent draw she can take on the Jolly. Hope so, anyway. Now back to you, boss.
Thank you, Jay Seller, and let's get down to it. My Saturday nap is going in the Grand Sefton, where I'm happy to go with last year's winner King Turgeon. The spruce-topped fences here are a very different obstacle in running to the field on this Grand National track, so previous form is a big plus tick for me here, and I can see King Turgeon getting right up to the front of affairs and seeing how the rest of the field cope with the unique demands of this course. That said, he's on a much higher mark that last year, so could be vulnerable to a less exposed type, which brings White Rhino and Johnny Who into the mix. Sam Thomas is going great guns just now, so our power completes my shortlist, but I'll gamble on King Turgeon to show how it's done over these fences. My next best lines up in the Badger Beers handicap chase. Mickey Bowen's Art of Diplomacy didn't seem to know how to lose since winning at Newbury Park in June, with 5 on the trot over fences. Things came to an end at Chepstow though, when getting in tight to the last and stumbling on landing. But with the ground here at Wincanton staying on the quicker side, I think that the winning run has more mileage. Despite the penalty, Art of Diplomacy is still relatively unexposed at this level, and on this flat track and good ground, surely makes an easy favourite to back. Paul Nicholls has an enviable record here at Wincanton, averaging over 30%, so 3 under through 5 must make the shortlist, but Art of Diplomacy gets the nod with the reverse forecast looking a tempter. Earlier on, I have to say that I've got a real gut feeling for Rebecca Curtis's Andy Ammo for this novices handicap chase. This easy-on-the-eye trainer won this last year with the highly progressive Haiti Couleurs, with Sean Bowen in the hot seat coasting clear by 15 lengths, and with Rebecca Curtis's string so often improving when sent over fences, this is an easy pick for me. Ben Pauling and Dan Skelton are both trainers to note this term, so Champagne Twist and Hidden History complete my 3, but Andy Amo is the one to follow. Back at Wincanton, the Grade 2 Rising Stars Novices chase should be going to Paul Nicholls with Blue King Doru, though trust me, you'll get no mercy from the bookies betting on him here. That said, Blue King Doru was well fancied to get off to a winning start over fences at Newton Abbot last month, but couldn't quite reel in Dan Skelton's risk in the ground, though he should strip fitter for that, and have too much class for this field. Anthony Honeyball is the local trainer that must be respected around here, so the prolific breaking cover has to be respected, while Irish Raider Cobra Queen comes from Henry de Bromhead's in-form yard, and these two are the pair to make a race of it. Blue King Didoru to prevail at skinny odds that probably won't reflect the closeness of this race. Time to bite your nails if your money's on the selection. Finally, it'll come as no surprise that I like the claims of Rhuboard for the elite hurdle. Our lovely Irish specialist Caroline gave Rhuboard for a listed contest at Kempton Park last month, and it looked a pretty solid bet to me then. Of course, James Owen's Burdett Road had garnered plenty of support in the anti-post markets leading up to the race, but it had been Rhuboard's usual winning seasonal reappearance in the previous 2 seasons, so it was business as usual to us in the office. And he, duly, obliged. This time James Owen sends out Hamlet's Knight to try to beat the Paul Nicholls Jolly, but that isn't going to come off unless there's some terrible error, so Rhuboard's winning this,